And we're returning to Haiti now, where tremors hit the city of Les Cayes late last night as the death toll from Saturday's earthquake rose to more than 2,000 in the country. Our Vlad Duthiers.
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
Duthiers has been on the ground in Haiti, seeing how Haitians are stepping up to help each other in one of the hardest hit areas. Here's his report.
We're here at this hospital in Les Cayes. The United States Coast Guard is also here. They've rescued numerous victims and have brought in thousands of pounds of supplies to the affected areas.
Across Haiti, hospitals are overwhelmed. Doctors are struggling to treat thousands of earthquake victims as even more trickle in from remote areas in search of medical care 5 days after the quake.
You can see the hospital is full. Patients are overflowing and they've been put outside because all the rooms are filled.
Some of these patients being treated outside are babies and young children.
Concrete fell on his leg in the earthquake.
Those who are more seriously injured and need critical attention are flown to the capital, Port-au-Prince. Tens of thousands of people lost their homes in the quake, and now they're having to wait even longer to get food, clean water, and a place to stay because of Tropical Storm Grace. While they wait, Haitians are stepping up to help each other. In this kitchen, we saw locals like Colette Denis making thousands of meals to deliver to people, some who have not eaten a hot meal in days.
We know they are hungry. They are really hungry. They lost their houses. They lost everything. So for sure, that's the most important thing for them right now. It's to eat, to stay alive.
Humanitarian missions will resume from here this morning. The most seriously injured victims are flown from the impacted area, while supplies go out to survivors. But for comparison, the death toll on day 5 of the 2010 earthquake, Laura, was estimated at up to 200,000. The death toll from Saturday is approximately 2,000.
Vlad, your report, we're seeing these nurses, doctors, chefs stepping up, braving, being volunteers. But the question is, where are the government officials? And what is it like seeing these communities trying to essentially fend for themselves?
Well, that's something that Haitians are used to, Laura, and it's something that they've always done. The Prime Minister, the interim Prime Minister, vowed in the wake of that tropical depression Grace to step up recovery efforts. But the reality is that they do need help, and they've implored the international community to help. And that's what you've been seeing behind me over the last couple of days. There has been an international response to this earthquake, much like there was back in 2010. Yesterday, while we were on the ground, we've seen Doctors Without Borders here. The United States Coast Guard, as I mentioned in my report, is here. The United States Air Force is here. And so there is a concerted effort to get to some of those impacted areas. People are leasing and renting planes and helicopters and using any kind of aircraft that they can to get to those impacted areas to rescue those folks that need rescuing or need help the most. But the reality is that that's in the short term, Laura. What Haiti really needs is a long-term plan for recovery. There are still people that will be sleeping outdoors again tonight. They need food, they need shelter, they need access to clean water, they need sanitary conditions to be improved, because if surviving the earthquake means that you only succumb to disease 2 or 3 weeks later, then that still is a problem, and that's something that needs to be rectified. So those are some of the challenges that are facing many here on the ground.
As you've been speaking, we're seeing victims, their heads being wrapped in gauze, their legs and arms being wrapped there on gurneys. 2,000 are now dead. What is the hope of potentially finding any more people alive in the rubble?
You know, I got to say that's a great question. I've talked to you, Laura, about how back in 2010, 5 days after the earthquake, it's a story that stays with me. It will stay with me forever. 5-year-old Manli Elize, that was his name, and it is his name. Manli was pulled out of the rubble 5 days after the earthquake. He had survived. We don't really know how he survived, but he did. Both of his parents died. His father died at his side after only a few days, he told us. Manli is now, in school, doing well, and he was pulled 5 days out of the rubble. On the 6th day, there was an 80-year-old woman that was pulled from a church here in Port-au-Prince. The concern now is, it's hard to know, but the notion of finding someone a few days out from this particular earthquake is difficult because of the storm that hit, which hampered relief efforts, and also the areas are more remote, and that makes it harder for first responders and people to get to. When the earthquake happened in Port-au-Prince, all the teams that you see here, you can see perhaps members of, there's a military group that is here. It was easy for them to go from home to home, block to block, and assist in the recovery efforts. It's a much harder situation when the death toll, when the impact of the earthquake in the epicenter is further afield.
Vlad, you mentioned the weather, but there was also an aftershock in Les Cayes that you've been telling us about. How common are these aftershocks, and are they dangerous? Are they dangerous for the rescuers, obviously, as they're trying to pull more people from the rubble, clean up the area?
Laura, they are extremely dangerous. Aftershocks, if for example, if you recall, we were in that village of Manish earlier this week, and the church had completely crumbled. The only thing left standing was its tower. The tower was dangerously leaning to its side. One small aftershock would bring that tower crumbling down, which could potentially hurt civilians. So it's very problematic. And recall, when first responders are going into some of the impacted areas and they're looking for survivors buried in the rubble, any shift in that rubble from either an aftershock or just a shift in the rubble can bring that entire structure down on those people trying to rescue survivors. So it's a real concern, and that's why you need people like these individuals behind me. In fact, this is Team Rubicon that's deployed here. This is an interesting story, Laura. Team Rubicon was actually born in the wake of the 2010 earthquake. It was started by former U.S. military members who wanted to continue serving in the wake after they had finished serving their country. They wanted to continue to serve, and so many of those team members deployed to Haiti during the 2010 earthquake, and this group now has become one of the first fast response teams that deploy to the ground whenever there are natural disasters, not just here in Haiti. They've been all over the world. In Nepal, they responded to an earthquake there. So this is what you need. But you see, they have to get here to the airport. They've got to find transportation to the affected areas and then do what they can to try and rescue and try to help people on the ground. And it's much harder to do that when you are here in Port-au-Prince and trying to get to some of those impacted areas. Some of those areas are really difficult to get to, especially when you're talking about people that are beyond the towns and beyond the villages in more rural areas, Laura.
Well, Vlad, you're set up in such a great live shot location where we can really see what's going on behind you and see all of those volunteers there unloading and preparing to help more people. Our thoughts, our hearts are with the Haitians. Vlad, we're going to hear more of your reporting coming up at the 9 o'clock hour, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura.